as you can see, we have a nice looking cheese plate here that could be enjoyed anytime. We're trying to make this a little bit healthier, however. So over here we have hot pepper cheese, pepper jack cheese. Over here we have a very seriously sharp cheddar cheese, which is a harder cheese. And in the center we have a grated Parmesan cheese. Not the kind from the green bottle though. And in front, sandwich pepperoni. Smaller pepperoni can be used as well. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna compare these and see what we like the best. You can use or experiment with any kind of cheese that you happen to like, but I will say the harder the cheese, the better. So we'll do 2 rows of hot pepper cheese and 2 rows of the seriously sharp cheddar. We're going to put them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. It's vital that you have the parchment paper because these can get very sticky and you can have a nightmare with them trying to get them off the sheet. Here's a little for you, dog. And now I'm putting the sharp Parmesan. I'm just going to try 3 of these. I've never actually done this one before, so let's see how it goes. We've set our oven to 425 degrees. As soon as it's up to temperature, we're going to put this in. Probably checking it after about 5 minutes, and I'll show you what that looks like. In the meantime, what are we going to do with our sandwich pepperoni? Well, this is the easiest of all. Excuse me, I'm going to get very important paper toweling. Hopefully everybody has that in their house. And a paper plate. Put the toweling on the paper plate, and then we're going to take the sandwich pepperoni and we're going to place it on the paper towel in just little single rows. Okay, and cover it. Now this goes into the microwave. I'm going to set this for 30 seconds on high and then check it after 30 seconds. I think you'll be surprised at how this turns out. Ooh. All right, let's take a peek. Almost there. I have 6 pieces on my plate. I'm gonna put it in for about 10 more seconds, which should bring that up to about 40 seconds. A lot of this is going, oh wait, hold on. A lot will depend on the power of your microwave. All right. As you can see, what is that? Little oil from our pepperoni. And then there we have it. Much smaller. See the difference in the size? So what we basically done is we cooked the fat out of the pepperoni. There's still some in there, but if you look at it through the light, you're going to see a lot of holes. I don't know if you can see it through here, but where those holes are now is where the fat was. So this should actually, they taste wonderful. They have a bacony taste to them. And they're a little crispy depending on how long you cook them. I'm gonna do another one. And let's see what happens, because I only put 4 on here. Let's see whether maybe 30 seconds will work better on that. Again, we have to experiment with what we have. Okay, it looks like our cheese is done. Take it out of the oven. It was probably in for 6-7 minutes. Here's some important advice. If you're going to do this at home, make sure you stay next to the oven the entire time they're cooking. Periodically open the oven, check it, because they go quickly. Once it starts to turn color, it can really turn dark all of a sudden. So we're gonna let these cool, and you will see why it is so important to use parchment paper. There we are. A nice spatula. It's very hot, and we're gonna take. These are the hot pepper cheese up here. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, I want you to see. These are like little lacy cheeses, just like the pepperoni with the holes. You'll see a lot of holes in the cheese now. So that's where a lot of the oils and fat cooked out. So you want to make sure you space these pretty nicely from each other. You never know, the softer the cheese, the more it spreads. And these are the cheddar. They look good. They clearly cooked a little quicker than the jack cheese did. And last but not least, ooh, these turned out nicely. These are our Parmesan chips. You see those pre-packaged at the store, but there's nothing to them. They're expensive when you buy them in the store, but if you make them yourself, it's a lot less expensive. So we're just gonna let these cool a little bit. Basically what we're doing is draining the extra fat from it. You'll see on this paper, parchment paper, there's a lot of oil on there that came from that cheese. So now we're just gonna put these cool very quickly. We're gonna just put the cheddars up here. Ooh, there's 2 that went together. Okay, here are the cheddars. Here are the pepper jack. These are fun because they still have the peppers in them. And there's a little bit of a kick to it afterward, but they're delicious. And finally, ooh, these are good, our Parmesan chips. Now, these would be fun and good to eat with soup. You could put them in a little bag and take them out on the golf course with you. A lot of good protein. And here we have it. So we went from this cheese plate to this cheese plate with a fewer, less calories. We'll see you next time with some other healthy food choices. Thank you.